Good evening. Yeah, I'm going to be loud because you've been sat here for too long. So I'm going to ask a question before I start. How many people recently watched a red sports car get put into space? Tell me that wasn't cool. It was cool. But for me, one of the interesting things with that was probably even cooler was those two rockets coming back down, landing in tandem. I mean, I'll show my age. It took me all the way back. I remember watching Flash Gordon movies, right? That was the sort of thing like, oh, right? Science fiction just happened in my lifetime. Yes. Beam me up, Scotty. Now, right. So what has this got to do with Kitchener-Waterloo? What's this got to do with me being up here today? What was all that about? What was that red sports car all about? Mars, someone says. No, it is, kind of, but that's the real flashy bit. That red sports car with "Don't Panic" written right across it. Yes, another bit of my childhood. That was a dummy satellite. That's what it was there for. It was to test the rocket for launching satellites. You may not realize that. That sports car is going to fuel a revolution that's already started. The Falcon Heavy is all about reducing costs of putting satellites into space. There are 2,000 active satellites up there right now. Go outside, it's a clear day, you can have a look at them. You probably can't, right? Over 200 of those are actually looking down on us. They're not communicating telco and all the rest of it. They're looking down and taking measurements of us and our life and our environment and our world and our atmosphere. 200 have gone up in the last 10 years. 500 plus are going to go up in the next 10 years, minimum. What are these satellites like? Well, they're up at about 300 kilometers. Don't think they're sat there taking pictures of you. They're actually moving at 28,000 kilometers an hour. So if you do spot one, be really quick because it's going pretty damn quick. And the more modern ones, they're this size. Think how many a Falcon could launch. 104 were launched in one rocket last year by the Indian Space Agency, who broke a record. Actually, February the 15th, 2017. I only know that because it's my daughter's birthday. More importantly, and the frightening bit for all of you to take away from this is about the size of the thing that they can see on the ground. And you were worried about Google vans. Right? About 35 centimeters square. I'll just pause at this point. You start thinking of what you could do with data like that as developers. And that's where we come to SkyWatch and Kitchener-Waterloo. You think about the growth in these satellites, you think about that sort of data sets. We're talking hundreds of terabytes a day being brought down to the Earth. So what does SkyWatch do? We aggregate all that data together and we make it available to people. We're building the digital infrastructure to support this revolution. So if you're excited about changing the world, about making data available so the world can be changed, make our lives better, because we are passionate about that. If you're developers who work with data, with signal processing, with image processing, with cloud services, we want to hear from you. Microservices. We're growing really fast. We just announced a big seed funding round. I was here last year. I was the 5th employee. We're 23 now. We're going to be double that next year. So sales, product management, even an executive assistant. Exceptional people. We're passionate, we're exceptional, we're really fast growing. We're in the Communitech Data Hub, and we're just down in the area. Please come and talk to us. Thank you.